here I'm using gesso, and I just want to show you my technique for doing that. It's a fun technique because it just adds just a little bit of texture. It's great for backgrounds. I have my gesso comes in little mini sizes now, which is great for people that aren't familiar with using gesso and are kind of like, what's gesso? I don't want to buy this big jar. I don't know what it is. And then once they start using it, then they'll want the big jar. Yeah, it's like the little gateway drug here is the mini size. So all I do, it's great for teaching in classes, are these little sizes. So I just squeeze some out from the bottle, and then I like to use just an extra tag as my scraper. It's got a nice little bit of flexibility to it. And as long as your stencil was dry, I'm keeping my fingers crossed mine was dry enough on the back. It doesn't help if you squeeze it around. Oh, that's not too bad. I thought I totally messed it up. I didn't. I know, we were both like, uh-oh. And then you want to make sure that dries all the way. Wait for it. And then here's one that's already dry. So we'll set that aside. That only takes maybe about 15 or 20 minutes to dry. You can also speed it along with the heat tool if you're doing it in class. Well, rubbing alcohol will remove that shortly before the show starts. They will regret putting me at their nice middle table. Okay, so now we want to add some color to it. You can just leave it like that. Like imagine you did this over map or dictionary page or even an old scrapbook page. That you could even do a class where you have people come in and bring their scrapbook pages that they don't really use anymore, and you could do these techniques on the back of it, sort of like a way to recycle what they've already used. But I like to add a little bit of color to it. So sticking with my teal theme here, running out of the jar. This kind of gives me a chance to show you kind of how nice and creamy it is. It's got a really beautiful buttery texture to the paint. And we just want to add a little bit of water to that. And what's nice about these paints is they're so pigmented that you can use like 95% water and they're still going to maintain their vibrancy. You're not going to have little pigments that drop out. That was really important to me because when I was in college and I couldn't afford nice paint and I would use really, really cheap paint and I would water it down, you would see what looks like little grains of sand, and it is grains of sand just dropping out, and that's just the pigment color. I never liked that. So all you do is brush on the paint, and then you take a dry paper towel. And I mean, you could leave it like that. You could stop at any point, like when you like it. And then, but I like to kind of blot it and bring back out a little bit of the area. And then you can also take a baby wipe. And the baby wipe has a little bit of rubbing alcohol in it. And so you can remove and make it even brighter. So that's kind of a fun little technique there. Okay.